Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your August the 10th Spiritual Principle a Day in a Meditation. Let's go ahead and get into that. The title of your meditation today is To Be Both Willing and Humble. To be both willing and humble. Balancing willingness and humility means that we are able to step up to the work we are able to do and also admit that sometimes we need help. That comes from the Guiding Principles book, Tradition 8, Spiritual Principles. Recovery offers us many chances to adopt a realistic view of who we are. Humility deepens when we admit powerlessness in step 1, accept help in steps 3 and 7, and get clarity about our assets and shortcomings in steps 4, 6, and 10. We continually gain experience sorting out what we can and can't do for ourselves. Sometimes we embrace our strengths or expand our capabilities. Other times we accept our limitations. When deciding what we can realistically accomplish on our own, Tradition 8 reminds us to practice humility and prudence. That's good advice for groups and service bodies, and it's equally applicable for our personal lives. We strive to be self supporting, as Tradition 7 suggests, but that doesn't mean we're self sufficient. In NA and at home, humility helps us discern the difference. Making the NA message widely available often involves tasks or projects requiring more time or expertise than we have available. We can and do employ special workers for many functions in NA, from printing meeting directories to proofreading to navigating the rules of international trade. When it comes to demonstrating NA's reliability and expanding access to our life-saving message, it's sometimes prudent to hire some help. Seeing our principles at work in a service helps many of us learn to apply them in our personal lives. I wanted to save money on a plumber by fixing a leak myself. A member recalled. My partner reminded me that I'd made several valiant attempts at home projects in the past year, and none turned out very well. If I want to become a fix-it person, I can make the time to take a class or get help from a friend. But while the water is leaking, I might just need to call an actual plumber. That's practicing willingness, self-support, and humility, all while preventing unnecessary catastrophe. I don't have to be capable of everything. If my needs or desires outweigh my ability, I will practice humility by asking for help. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. This is a powerful meditation to be both willing and humble. And we're working on balancing our willingness and humility. Because, see, sometimes what happens for me is that I'll take on a project knowing full well that it's beyond my ability. I'll never forget the time I wanted to plant some flowers out in my front yard. And I wanted to plan it in a way so that I could place stepping stones on either side of the plants. And I began to dig up the yard. And my husband came out and he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, I'm getting ready to put these flowers. I'm going to have stepping stones leading to the front porch going in between. And he was like, well, first of all, I don't know if you notice it or not, but they're not even. It's not parallel. So I had flowers on either side of this walkthrough that I wanted, and it was crooked. And the reason why it was crooked is because I didn't measure. I thought I could just eye the way that I wanted it to look, and I proceeded to dig up the yard. That did not go over well. And the process of growing the grass back was just one of the most humbling experiences of having to watch it take its time to take root. Now, the problem is that I have many friends that work in the field of landscaping. I could have asked any one of them, do you have a few hours to come over and help me with this project? I'll gladly pay you. But you know what? I thought I knew it all, and I wanted to keep the money in my pocket. And I proceeded to create this ridiculous situation in the front yard. Every time I pass my front yard today, I look at it and said, oh, it would have been so much beautiful, so much more beautiful if I had completed that project. Probably not. What would have been nice is if I would have practiced willingness and humility together, balanced them out, and hired a landscaper to come in and do that work. So I can totally relate to this story here. Can you? Think about it. What are you willing to do? And are you exercising humility in the sense of acknowledging what your actual ability or capabilities are? And if what you're striving for outweighs, is greater in a sense, than your abilities or your capabilities or your capacity to do that, do you have enough humility to ask for help? This is a life lesson that we can apply in every area of our lives. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you today, and I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. I intend to talk to you soon.